So, your advisor or your instructor said that there's a Zoom meeting for your class. So, how do you join that Zoom meeting? So, in remote learning or distance education, sometimes instructors and students will have to meet via video conferencing tools such as Zoom. Could also be done via Adobe Connect, or it could be Microsoft Teams, and there are many options, even WebEx. So, how do you join, let's say, a Zoom meeting? Say if your instructor said that there will be a Zoom meeting, soon. So what you have to do first is you need to go to your course in Blackboard. Okay, so you have to log into Blackboard, and the Blackboard, how to log into Blackboard is covered in another video. Once you're in Blackboard, you need to find your class. So for example, I'm using a demo student account here, whose name is Jimmy Doe, and there is a demo class, an example class here, Introduction to Computers. So this is just an example; it's not a real class, okay? But it looks just like a real class, okay? So I'm Jimmy Doe. I'm gonna pretend I'm Jimmy Doe. I'm a student, and I'm gonna click on my course here. So now I'm inside the course. Where can I find that Zoom meeting information? Now, usually, instructors will put that in the course information page, perhaps at the top. You may have to scroll all the way to the bottom just to see the rest of that page to find out where that is. Um, like in this case, it's conveniently here at the top. There may be an announcement, so you want to click announcements in your course, in the course menu of your course, and then look for that announcement. Usually, the date when that announcement is posted is shown there. That announce it might be in the announcement. You need actually three things, which are the meeting URL. That's the website address to join the meeting. You may also need, in most cases, the meeting password and the meeting ID. Yeah, you may not need that unless you're joining via your phone or your tablet. We don't encourage that, but if you are going to, then you will need that meeting ID also. So anyway, it could be in the announcements. It could be inside the weeks. You just have to go and click inside the weeks and know which week you're currently in. And you may also want to check your ASA email, which recently, or I should say, some time ago, the institution switched to Outlook 365 for the email. So just make sure that you check your ASA email account, not your private email account. Everything is sent to your ASA email account, which is why it's important to always check your ASA email account for announcements and information. All right, so in any case, so now that I'm inside the course, I see the information. How do I join the meeting? Now, couple of things. One is, let me switch over to another student account. So I'm gonna switch over to Jenny Doe. This is another student taking the same class. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend I'm Jenny. I'm a student also of this intro class. I'm gonna go in, and I can then either click this link, and if for some reason when you click the link to the meeting, if it doesn't let you do it, you can copy that. Okay, like I'm doing right now. I'm putting my mouse pointer over here. Oops, and I'm selecting that link. There's a space. Let me try that again. Okay, there you go. Perfect. I'm gonna right click, copy. Okay, and I can open another tab and paste, right click, or if you're using Mac, control click, paste that address there. Okay, and then press enter. Now, so I'm joining the meeting using that website address. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Zoom. I'm using Jane. I'm sorry. I'm using Jenny Doe's. Remember, I'm Jenny Doe, and I'm using her account. Um, and I don't have. I'm using her computer, and I don't have the Zoom program installed in here. So this opened up, but nothing happened. It seems like it. So I'm going to click on download and run Zoom. Because what you need to join is you need to download and install the Zoom program. Okay. So now that it's downloaded, I can see my browser telling me that. And by the way, I'm using Google Chrome as always. Okay. So I'm going to click that. So it's going to open the installation file, the installation program to load Zoom into my computer. Okay, so it takes a few seconds, I would say. So now, after that's installed, it's going to ask you what's your name and what's the meeting password. Now, for name, you want to put your full name so your instructor can identify you. Otherwise, you will end up not being marked for attendance. Okay, so you want to put your full name so your instructor can identify you. You want to put here now the meeting password in the second box. Okay, so the meeting password, let me switch over to the other tab. Okay, so I'm in this launch Zoom meeting. I'm going to switch over to the other tab by clicking on it. There's the meeting password, ASA. Okay, I can just copy that, ASA. Maybe you can copy and paste it like I did for the URL 098630. Okay, and I can keep that checked as remember my name for future meetings. So every time I join the meeting, it's gonna always have my name, say Jenny Doe. So I'm gonna click join meeting. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to click join with computer audio, or you want to probably test your speaker and microphone. And this is why, it's best to join just a few minutes before the meeting starts so you can test your speaker and microphone. So you can see if you have the right, speakers selected here. I hear a ringtone. I hear, the microphone works. Yes. So I'm ready to join via computer audio. Okay, and I'm gonna click join the computer audio. So now I'm joined into the meeting. Okay, and I don't have. Okay, this is actually you're seeing me, but actually Jenny Doe's computer does not have a webcam. Like I'm gonna click on gallery view. So I can see everyone, all of my classmates and my instructor. So this is the instructor. His name is Distance Learning. Jenny Doe does not have a webcam, unfortunately, but I can unmute. Remember, I'm Jenny Doe. This is me, okay? So I can unmute myself, okay? But notice I'm initially muted because that's how my instructor configured the meeting. So that way, I won't end up hearing unnecessary background audio. Okay, so that's how you're gonna join the meeting. Let me switch over actually back to Jimmy Doe. So remember, Jimmy Doe is another student. So I'm gonna do the same with for Jimmy Doe. I'm gonna join via this link. Okay, let me do that again. All right. So now the Zoom meeting is running. I'm sorry, the Zoom tab is open, and I'm gonna click Open Zoom Meetings. Okay, so it does take a while. So Jimmy Doe, password is, what's the password again? Okay, so ASA 098630. Of course, the password and the URL will be different depending on your course, depending on your instructor. Remember my name? Yep, sure. That's fine. I'll keep that checked and join meeting. Okay, so now that I'm joining in as Jimmy Doe, and I'm gonna test my speaker and microphone. Yes, I do. Microphone works fine. Okay, I'm gonna join with computer audio. Okay, do that again. Join computer audio. Okay, so now I'm joined via computer audio, and I can click Start Video down here. Now remember, notice that sort of toolbar goes away when you put your mouse pointer away from that Zoom window. So when you click Start Video, it'll start your webcam. As you can see, this is Jimmy Doe. he looks just like the instructor. In any case, so as a student, you can now click on gallery view to see. Okay, so there's Jimmy Doe. You can see the name here. There's Jenny Doe. She doesn't have a webcam, or she does not have the video perhaps enabled. This is the instructor, distance learning. Okay, so so Jimmy Doe's. So hi guys, I'm Jimmy Doe, and I'll say hi. I'm distance learning. Okay, so now what? So all you gotta do is pretty much pay attention to your instructor. You can. If your instructor enabled it, you can click on the chat button. You can also click on the participants to see who's in the video. You can use these buttons down here to raise your hand to tell your instructor you have a question. If your instructor gives out a poll, like asking, what do you guys think, yes or no, or true or false, you can click these buttons or tell the instructor to go a little slower with the instructions. There are more icons here. Now again, only if your instructor enabled these that you're going to see these. So sometimes you may not see that. You may want to mute your mic. You know you're muted because this button looks like this. Okay, you want to mute your mic probably if you're in a noisy area of your house or somewhere that has a lot of background noises. So in that way, you don't end up disrupting the other people in the meeting. What else you can do here? You can not only view your participants, unmute yourself or mute yourself. You can stop, your video if, let's say, for example, your kid suddenly jumped into your lap. I mean, but there may be reasons why you probably want to stop the video for a minute. You can chat with your classmates. And again, only if your instructor enabled it. You can click on chat, and that opens the chat window here to the right. So you can send a message to everyone, or just the distance learning, just the instructor, the host. Okay. Now, if your instructor enabled it, you may be able to chat with your classmates here. So in this case, there are only two options. The instructor disabled it, so the instructor will only let you chat with your instructor and the whole class. Okay, there's no private chatting, if you will. What else? There's a share screen button that you can click, but if your instructor disabled it, and you will not be able to share your screen, it's up to the instructor to configure that meeting to let you share your screen. And maybe you're taking turns presenting something you did in Microsoft PowerPoint, so that your instructor may allow that. There's a record button that you can click to ask the instructor to let you record the meeting, but usually instructors would record that meeting and then publish that either on YouTube. They'll give you the YouTube link, or somewhere on the internet, or maybe via Google Drive they'll share you that, or OneDrive or Dropbox. There's the reactions button, which if your instructor is saying something and you like the idea, you can click on the reactions button to give a thumbs up or clap. That's really pretty much it if you're joining a Zoom meeting. And once you're ready to leave the meeting, you can click on leave meeting to to leave the meeting practically. Okay, so let me click on leave meeting, and now you can close this tab. Okay, so you're now back to your to Blackboard, and everything looks good. Okay, so that's how you join the meeting. That's how you make use of the controls available to you as the meeting participant.